Good morning. Welcome to Olympia Brown Unitarian Universalist Church, and happy Pride, everyone. Welcome to everyone here in person and everyone joining us on YouTube. Give everybody on YouTube a wave. I'm Alex Riley, your worship leader today. My pronouns are they, them, and our welcome this morning is that it is good to be together in this co-created space where all are welcome. How you experience or express gender is welcome here. Who or how you love is welcome here. Where you are from and where you are in your journey is welcome here. Whether you come full of energy or find yourself running on empty, you are welcome here. You are a part of a beloved community that is sacred because each of us is sacred. Each of us is always held in a larger love. It is good to be together. We begin our service with a shared ritual to light our chalice, a symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. Our words by Lori Gorgas Halbin. We light our chalice flame for those who live their lives in closets of shame, for those who furtively visited the bars where nobody knew your name, for the Stonewall riots and the fierce trans women who fought, for the plague, which still takes far too many, too young, too soon. So many gone, so many never lived to see, out gay kids singing on TV, out gay people serving in the military, marriage equality, families formed by intention. We light our chalice flame for all these and for all our siblings of the rainbow, surviving, living life out, open with pride. Please rise in body and or spirit to join us in singing We Are a Rainbow. The music is in your order of service. It's the one with the notes on it.
And now it's time for the message for all ages. So if all the children and those young at heart can come on forward. So the story that I'm going to read to you this morning is called We Are the Rainbow, The Colors of Pride. And I forgot my book, so I'm reading off the screen. So if it gets too difficult, we'll have Abby read. Purple is for spirit. Spirit means listening to your heart. You're unique, important, and one of a kind. Blue is for harmony. Harmony means working together. Together, our voices can change the world. You got your flag there? Cody, hold it up high so everyone can see. We got some flags over there. Green is for nature. Nature means respect for the world around us. When we take care of the world, we take care of ourselves. Yellow is for sunlight. Sunlight means we don't have to hide. Happiness grows when you let your light shine. Orange is for healing. Healing means helping when others are hurt. Friends give us strength when we need it the most. Red is for life. Life means freedom to love yourself. Our bodies are beautiful, magical, and strong. Brown is for inclusivity. Inclusivity means everyone is united. The game is more fun when we all play together. Black is for diversity. Diversity means that we are all different. Everyone brings something special to the dance floor. The rainbow is for pride. Pride means being glad to be who you are. We are proud, we are loud, we are the rainbow. So there are many different versions of the pride flag. The first rainbow flag, which is this one here, was created in 1978 by Gilbert Baker as a symbol of LGBTQIA plus pride. It originally had 8 colors. And then the next one, by 1979, the flag was very popular. The pink and turquoise stripes, actually that's this one, pink and turquoise stripe. Oh, they were removed because at that time a 6-color flag was easier to make and share. And then the flag was designed in, the next one was designed in Philadelphia in 2017. The black and brown stripes were added to celebrate to support people of color in the LGBTQIA community. And then the last one, which is the one Cody has, is the Progress flag, and it was created by Daniel Quizan in 2000, and I'm going to stand over here since I can't read that. In 2018, the arrow represents moving forward and includes the blue, pink, and white of the transgender pride flag. Children's blessing.
Ways we give to the life of our church, and the monetary offering is just one of these ways. Each month we partner with a local organization and share the money we collect. Our partner for June is the Black Arts Council of Racine. Since 2018, the Black Arts Council of Racine has been a champion for Black creativity in Racine fostering artistic expression through impactful programs and events. For more information on how you can give, can be found on the back of your order of service or on our website at obuuc.org. Thank you as always for your generosity. Part of being in community is sharing our joys and sorrows with one another. We draw strength from celebrating the joys in each other's lives and lending support and comfort and care when we experience one of life's many sorrows. We offer you two different ways to express the joys and sorrows that may be on your heart this morning, spoken and unspoken. If you would like to share a spoken joy or sorrow, I'll ask that you first come to the microphone and raise your hand if you wish to stay seated, and a microphone will be brought to you. Once the spoken joys and sorrows are finished, you may come forward and light a candle to represent an unspoken joy or sorrow that is on your heart. Please remember that our service is being shared and streamed online, so be sure that any spoken joy or sorrow that you share is one that you are comfortable sharing with a wider community than besides who is inside these walls with us this morning. Those who would like to share a spoken joy or sorrow may come forward at this time.
Beloved congregation, I am Greta. Beatrice Monroe. I want to be known under this name, and hopefully many years from now remembered under this name too. As of Monday, I am myself in all aspects of my life. I came out at work as Greta. It was the most difficult decision ever made, a lifelong struggle, coming to a climax, a conclusion. It was joyful, so much emotional relief, and at times it was a train wreck. At one point I had help from a social worker, a police social worker, but I don't want to miss any of it. I work for a global company with 30,000 employees worldwide, and we don't have any policies to guide HR managers or managers on how to deal with these issues. our HR manager was not prepared to handle the situation and made every mistake written in the book, so to speak, which is why we need Pride. That's why we need Pride Month and to raise awareness about these issues. As a consequence, though, I will be working with corporate to create those policies. So thank you, everyone.
I'm short. I'm Jay. My pronouns are he, they. I have a joy and a sorrow. The joy is last month I was in a car accident, and my car was in the shop this whole time. But I finally got my car back last Friday, and then something else was wrong with it because they screwed up something. And I brought it back on Monday, and I got my car back finally on Wednesday. I have hated driving rentals, apparently. My sorrow, though, is last Sunday was the 2-year anniversary of my mother-in-law passing. And that was pretty rough because, I absolutely adored my mother-in-law. We were pretty close. I'm pretty close with my in-laws, which is nice because my own family kind of sucks, to put it simply. But I have that. It's already been 2 years, but at the same time, it's only been 2 years kind of feeling. My husband and some of his family went to visit her at the cemetery for a couple hours. I got sunburnt. It was kind of funny. But we got to spend some time with her, so that was nice, but it's rough because I miss her. We all do.
Hi, I'm Jane Steffens, and I know that our dear friend Shirley Reynolds would be so glad to be here today. And I'm here to thank all of you for the wonderful comfort that you provided to both Debbie and Shirley during her time in the hospital. Cards and visits and the vigils where we stayed 24/7. Many of you were involved in that, and it was truly heartwarming, and Shirley would have loved it. So thanks to all of you.
Carolyn Churchill, she, her. I got the joy of attending a wedding of a trans couple yesterday. I met them through my children, and they are now friends of mine also. Just love that love is in the air, and it overcomes all the fear of what the government's doing, and I'm really happy about that.
Good morning, Mary Beth Selke. I'm so pleased to announce that my dear friend, who I've known since she was 10, Willow Newell, went from Miss Racine to Miss Wisconsin. She's the first Black Miss Wisconsin, and she celebrates Pride Month, and she will be performing her first time at the Root River Festival with me, where we hope to get enough people to sign a petition to get pontoon boats along the river. So please come on July 19th, and see her, and she'll perform and give autographs. Be great to see her. Thank you.
Ruth Bradford Johnson, she, her. I have two. One is, of course, remembering our dear friend Shirley. I'm going to just say Debbie, her daughter, gave her the grace to die as she wanted to and not hang on for the rest of us. When she made her hospice decision, Debbie was right there supporting her, and I think she felt all of our love too. Today, the obituary, which is very lengthy, I might add, will be in the newspaper. Shirley herself wrote it, which is a good thing because there were so many things to say about Shirley's active life and the way she lived out her UU principles, which included evangelizing with the chaplain at Ascension. She told him all about the 8th principles, he told us when we met him, so up to the end. My concern is as I put food in the food pantry this morning, I realized that with Friday being the 4th of July, there will be our neighbors that will have no source of food at the hospitality center, water, cooling places, all of that. So if you're driving through downtown, bottles of water, some food for on the road, so to speak, I think will be most appreciated. Just struck me this morning.
Sorry, there's been a lot going on. My name is Lisa Scott Batak, and like probably all of us, I feel so bereft at the loss of Shirley. What a special, extraordinary woman she was the whole time I've ever known her. We also have a personal loss in our family. My mother's last sister, Leona, died about the same time as Shirley. We were all blessed with a beautiful visit for her 100th birthday in California in January of this year. Even my mom went. It was an extraordinary time, and Leona rose to the occasion. She was graceful and beautiful and very present to all of us. So we have this really wonderful final visit with her. But she's a pillar in our family, and we will feel her loss.
Last week at the town hall meeting for Brian Stile, which he did not show up, Carl Hubbard was one of the 4 people represented, moderating the event. Thank you, Carl. And true to her nature, Shirley Reynolds, on her deathbed, wrote a letter to Brian urging him not to cut the Medicaid. And thank you, Shirley.
We light one final candle for the joys and sorrows that are on the hearts of our beloveds joining us online. There is a love holding us always, May we rest in that love. Amen and blessed be. All are invited to join in singing There Is a Love.
I'm on. Good morning. Let's see if I got enough room to stretch it from this pocket to that side. Again, good morning. I am Wider. My pronouns are he and him, sometimes hey, you, jerk, whatever. I answer to most all things. I even answer to she and her at times. The point is I answer because I try to be present. So today we celebrate Pride. And sometimes I'm a little interactive. So I'm going to be interactive from the start. What is Pride to you? We celebrate Pride. What is Pride? Tell me, somebody. What's Pride? Love? Live as yourself? Respect? Anybody else? Honoring history. Today, you know, I'm a past preacher. And so I can say this honestly this morning. I preach in all kinds of pulpits. It's awful quiet in this Presbyterian church on this side. Visibility and normalcy. This is pride. I'm going to go back to the old-fashioned dictionary version, which I should have looked up to make sure I got it right. But my version of that is pride is we are proud of. You're proud of accomplishments. You're at your best. You're proud when you've done something and accomplished something that even if no one else believes it, you believe it was the most wonderful thing you've done. Or at least you got up and did it. You can be proud, right? So to me, nothing brings me more pride in myself is than when I can be myself. When I can be authentic. Authentic to me and to the people around me. Everybody sees different things in us, right? They think they know us. They think this or that about us because of what we've done or said or what they've witnessed. But I know me. And when I can be proud of me, being me, regardless of what anyone else thinks or thinks they see, then I can be authentic and I can be authentically proud. Okay? So, we go through life and we wear uniforms, we wear certain outfits, we put on masks. Some of us put on a mask every Sunday to walk into a building like this. But I know it's a mask because when I see your posts on Monday on Facebook, I love you, I love you, I love you. And then on Facebook, there's somebody I don't love. So we put on a Sunday mask, we put on a work mask, we put that uniform on, and we do what we're supposed to do under that job. And sometimes I've had jobs and I put a uniform on, and I didn't always like or believe in what I was doing, but I worked for them, and I had to do and represent them the way they wanted to be represented. even if it caused personal conflict in me. Some of those places I left because I couldn't handle the conflict. I'm like, I can't do that. I gave up my ministerial license because I was licensed with my alumni, the Bible college that I went to, and I couldn't sign that paper anymore saying I would do and teach and speak things that I don't believe in. I flew under the radar for a long time. If they would have known, they would have thrown me out anyways. We disagree with one another. But I kept it because it could get me into a hospital, it could get me into a jail. I could have that pastor's card get me through the door. But finally it came to a place of conflict within me, and I said, I can't sign this again. And I will trust God to get me to the places I need to go. We stay in the closet, right? We stay in the closet at times because we believe something, we feel something, and our values are in something, but we have to perform. We have to put the uniform on. We have to do those things to fulfill our obligations of the time, whether it be our job, whether it be our sanctuary, whatever it be, we do that, right? We all do that to some degree. We all do. But when it comes to pride in the LGBTQIA+, and everyone else, when it comes to that, sometimes we just can't put that uniform on anymore. We just can't put that mask on anymore. Because that is so damaging. It is so disruptive in our lives. It is so against the core and fibers of who we are. We just can't do it anymore. And many times one of two things happen. We either rise up and pull it all off in pride and be our authentic self, come what may, or we shrink back and we go deeper into the closet till we can't even see the door, until it's so dark we can't see ourselves, and at some point we decide it's over, I can't do this anymore. And it ends very, very sad. That closet can get so dark, it becomes a prison. And I'm not just speaking to LGBTQIA people this morning. I'm speaking to all of us. We all have our inhibitions. We all have our closets. We all have our darkness where something in us, we don't feel that we can be fully ourselves or make that statement or make that stand because somebody is going to ridicule, somebody is going to reject us, somebody's going to turn away, somebody's going to get angry or mad because we have different opinions. Because we have different stands. Because we haven't walked in their shoes and they haven't walked in ours. And it causes diversities that sometimes are so threatening, we pull back and we just keep that to ourselves. We put on an act. We just can't get up and be. We just can't get up and live. We're imprisoned in something that we feel we have to hide. But I can be my proudest when I don't have to hide anything. I don't have to hide anything. I could just be. I could just live. Do you know how much pressure and how much strain and how much debilitation you break through when you finally fly that door open and light comes in and you can step through out of that closet and you can just take a breath as yourself and go, it's just me. I'm free to be just me. Whatever anybody else says. I could just be myself. But we put on an act and we pay attention to others and we wear heels and hose and dresses. We answer to she and her. We only attend the girly things. We pretend to like pink and glitter. I just say right now, I know you're going to have a glitter blessing, and I said I'm okay with it because it's biodegradable or something, but glitter is the devil's dust. It was created by the devil, and it gets everywhere, it sticks on everything, and it lasts for eternity. It is eternal. It is an eternal thorn in my flesh. Paul suffered with a thorn, I suffer with a thorn, and it's sparkly. So, we'll get that out of the way. But the bottom line is we walk around doing things, attending things, being things that crush us at times. For 54 years, I put on a dress and wore heels when I needed to, and I hated it. My mother, when we moved at one point after her divorce, she made me this bedroom, and it had candy cane shag carpet, all different kinds of paint. Had a little princess vanity, gold, and a mirror. She got me matching curtains and bedspread that was pink with ballerinas on it. I'd never want a pirouette. She did this because she wanted to give her little girl the princess room. She wanted to make it so special. And she was beaming with pride when she opened that door and said, "Do you want to see your new room?" And something in me, and I didn't even know what it was then, went, "Oh, God." I didn't even know what it was then. I just knew that didn't fit. I didn't fit there. So I kept the facade on because that's who I was. That's how I was supposed to be. These are the things I was supposed to like. She believed in scouts. She's a 4-H sewing instructor. She believed in scouts. So you know what? She just signed me up for brownies. My God. You have to wear the little skirt, and then you have to wear the little acorn hat that's like stupid. You have to work on getting badges for like sewing and cooking. There's a lot of male cooks. There's a lot of fantastic chefs. And there's men who sew. I sew buttons and various things. You have to do all these stupid activities to make these badges so you can wear them with pride that you don't want to give up. But the boys, the scouts, they get to get badges for fishing and building fires and doing the fun stuff. My God, I hated it. I dropped out and they threw me out. I don't know which was first. But I didn't make it through a whole year of brownies. But I never knew all of my life. I never knew what the full disconnect, because I was a tomboy. I was born in the 60s. I was a tomboy. My sister will argue right now with me, even at times ago, but I was a tomboy too. No, you weren't. It's not the same. Because it didn't matter what I did, the boy was still there. So I fit the mold. I did the best I could. If I had to wear hose, I wore hose. I wore hose like Greta. They would have patterns. They would have little paint flecks on them. They'd have little rhinestones. They'd have a seam up. If I had to do that, excuse me, I did it. I did it to the max. I hated it. I was in Florida 12 years. Do you know what it's like to put on pantyhose in Florida? I took a shower for 12 years. I never dried off. And then you want to put pantyhose? I would have to buy them by the Big Lot things, because you do this and then run up the side, grab another pair, grab another pair. Yeah, the struggle's real. I had to shave my legs every day because I had a 5 o'clock shadow by that night. I don't want to shave my legs once, let alone every day. I started shaving, it didn't look like this, but I had a lot here and there. And I started shaving them because you know what, ladies? My heart goes out to you, because plucking that stuff hurts. And good God, wax takes off 3 layers of your skin. You have to heal after that. A friend of mine, I sold Mary Kay for 14 years. And now, I would do better in Mary Kay as a man than I did as a woman. And that's just some more of that bull crap privilege. Because if I helped you with your makeup and I said, oh, you look amazing, they'd go, oh, really, you think so? I don't know. Now, I, like this, in the men, the 1% that sold Mary Kay, could look at you and go, wow, you look amazing. I'll buy the whole kit. Because I got that compliment. I played the role for 54 years. I played that part and wore that mask in that uniform. In 2020, I'll do the math, I'm 59, I'm pushing 60. In 2020, talking to an old nun, an old Catholic nun, who said, what am I hearing? I said, honey, I don't know what you're hearing. You're deaf as a doorknob. You got cochlear, you have a microphone. I don't hear it. She said, are you a boy or do you want to be a boy? It shook me, and I said, I never thought about it. I'm from a little farm town in northern Michigan. Is that a thing? Can you do that? I knew about it, but I didn't know about it. And I made the decision to think about it and to work through it. And thank God my partner Jennifer said, honey, I will stand with you on either side of it. Whatever you choose, whatever you decide, I will love you because I love you. And I will go on this journey with you. And she continued to love me until unfortunately she passed away last April. She loved me as Sherry. She loved me as Ree. My mother named me Shari when I was born. It only stuck for about 2 months because she didn't put the accent on it, and people looked at it, S-H-E-R-I, Sherry, and I was forever Sherry Ann. I hated that name. But she said I got to put a French handle on my little Polak. So she called me Shari. She didn't put the accent. About 2 months it got pronounced correctly, then it was Sherry. So, it's not for me, it's all individual, it's not my dead name. It's who I was for 54 years. I took that name, and your daughter helped me. I got my name changed, and my birth marker changed a year ago, not quite a year ago. Back in October, the judge signed my papers. So now, I am Shari Antoine, because mother wanted a French name. And Shari, like René and various other French names, are male. And I kept it. One of my good friends said, I love what you did. You dropped the she and kept the Ree. And I went, did I? I did. So I have Ree with an accent. So I am Ree, but I am Shari. Because this is what formed me all of my life. Because my mother was the dearest woman to me. And I will honor her. And that was my choice. Other folks go extreme opposite. I said to Rebecca when the new administration came in, I said, oh my God, maybe I should have went way away. And she said, maybe, Ree, it's so close, it won't even really get noticed. You know what I found out? On every legal document in the United States, they don't put an accent because it's English. So you know what all my documents still say? S-H-E-R-I, no accent, Sherry. So when people look and they go, Sherry, well, that's not you. Sherry is French. You know them French. And people laugh and they go on. But you know what? There was a day before that was changed. And I'm going to ask Carl, because I know Carl. I can poke at Carl. Carl, if you are in your car thinking you're doing everything you're supposed to, and you see blue and red lights come up behind you, what's your first fear? What do you really fear? Yeah. Why? Because you are. Because of his life experiences, because of who he is. That's why he fears it. Because the minute that officer walks up to that car, he sees that Carl doesn't look like me. He's a darker shade of me. When I got pulled over, that's happened a few times. When I got pulled over the last time, and my marker wasn't changed, my name wasn't changed, I was Sherry Ann. Thank God, my heart almost exploded because I didn't know what was going to happen in that traffic stop. Because when he came and asked for my license and registration, I didn't match. And he looked, and he went back to his car, and he was gone a really, really long time. Finally, he came back, and he tried to be as graceful, but he was kind. Not every officer is. And he came to my window, and he struggled, and he says, I have to ask you a question. I said, okay. Is this you? I said, yes, it is. Okay. And he went back to his car. He was in an awkward situation. I was in a fearful situation. You know, in the state of Florida, before the election, they passed a law that you could be charged as a felon because it's illegal for a trans person to drive a vehicle. You know why? Because your driver's license, unless you've had your name changed and your marker changed, your driver's license doesn't match you. Therefore, it's false identification, and you can be charged as a felon. So we don't always realize what each other goes through. And I know I got to wrap it up. I'm sorry. I got to wrap it up. We don't realize what each other goes through, but we need to be kind and respectful that we know other people go through things that are frightening, that are scary, that could be life or death. I've been beaten because of who I was, and I was just a girl kissing girls. I liked to kiss girls as a girl, way before Katy Perry started singing about it. You know why? Because I was just a boy. I was just a boy, and I wanted to kiss girls. Because everything about me, from the time I was little, and I'd have to get in the tub and shampoo, and I'd take my shampoo and put it in like a beard and mustache and pretend I shaved. And at different times of my life when I was little, my hair, I could sit on my hair. It was so long. And I'd take it and I'd wrap it around my ear so I could loop it over here so I could have a mustache. I was just a boy. I didn't want no dolls and ballerinas. I just wanted that big dump truck with that big hook on it so I could scoop stuff up and make it. I was just a boy. I did the things I did because it was in me. I wasn't just a tomboy. I was just a boy trying to get through life as a girl. I would raise my voice a little bit. My voice is deep now. I understand that. It's a little deeper than it was. But my voice was deep. It was very comparable to this. So on the phone and other places, I learned to raise my voice at a young age because it was embarrassing when I would talk to somebody on the phone and they'd say, sir. I would soften my touch because I'm kind of strong. And I've always been strong. I would ease up in sports so I didn't hurt anybody. You know why? Because of a thing called PCOS that I never knew that wasn't diagnosed in me until I was in my 50s at 54. I had a whole lot of antigen and testosterone flowing through me. It made me bigger. It made me stronger. It made my voice deeper. It made hair pop out all over my body. And I didn't know what it was about, but my body was at war with itself until I had to get an early hysterectomy because, man, there was too much pain. There was too much stuff going on in me and tumors and all kinds of stuff. The point is, like this shirt, different from this rainbow, which I love the rainbows, and you have to define them some way. The colors all smooth and blend together and turn to another shade like the rainbow. It blends because on the spectrum, whether you're over here and you want pink and lace, or you're over here and you're just hanging and getting down, everything in between. And it's all good. Our Creator said, it's all good. There is no this or that. It's all good. The whole spectrum is good. Our Creator, despite what some churches and religious leaders say in their hatred, our Creator created us all equal and said, it is good. We were all knit together in our mother's womb just as we are. I am what I am. Why? Because that's what I am. That's what I've always been. Why did my family not see it every time I was under a car ripping parts out and changing out parts and on a roof putting on shingles and in a basement cutting drywall and putting up? Why didn't they see this was just me? Why do they struggle so hard now? Because I have facial hair? And now male pattern balding? I used to have a lot of hair. That was a perk that I lost. Queer is not weak. And I know to some older, LGBTQIA, queer is still one of those words that means, triggers us. But we've kind of taken it back. It is not for the weak. My family says, you chose that. Other people say, you chose that. Oh, I chose to be hated. I chose to be spit on. I chose to be beaten and end up in the hospital with an internal head injury. I chose those things? No. I chose just to be who I was. I chose to be me. And it took me 54 years to bring that to a place that I could be authentic and stand up and say, I can fly under the radar and rarely get clocked. If you don't know what clocked is, clocked means that they know you're trans. Most people don't know, and some don't know until they hear me speak somewhere. I don't get clocked. I could walk down the street with Jennifer's hand, put my arm around her. Nobody thought it's a boy with a girl and a girl with a boy. I could fly under the radar and not get hassled, not get harassed. I could fly under that radar. But you know what? I can't. I have to speak because I have trans brothers and sisters, and I have lesbian and gay family and friends, and I can't be quiet until they can speak also. I have to speak and say, it's okay, you are okay, be proud, be authentic, be you. Because that's what we need to do, and that's what love does. Pride is love. Love accepts, includes, and speaks for and lifts up everyone. I believe in a God that is love. So anywhere I put love, I put God. And he loves you passionately. Passionately. Call me he, him, please. One last thing, because this is so important. Please, I beg. It's easier to get forgiveness than permission. One last thing. Pronouns. What's the big deal? I tell you what the big deal is. Because especially when you're not passing. And people don't know, is she going to he or is he going to she? What yeah, freak, all the BS. But when my sisters came here for Jennifer's celebration, I said, please, most people only know me as Ree. Please don't call me your sister. Say, I'm Ree's sister. Turn it around. Don't call me she. Don't call me her. Don't call me girl. I'll answer to it from some of my gay brothers. Girl. Yeah. So, but don't miss my pronouns. Because when we were sitting in that hospital ICU room, and a guy that had been in that room with me for a week, in that waiting room, and they started saying she and her and my sister, he'd look up, and he started sizing me up. Do you know what can happen for your trans loved one? I'd go out, I'd push it till midnight. They'd force me out the door. I walk out into a parking garage alone. I don't need to be in the back of somebody's pickup. I don't need to be somebody going, I bet that's a trans. I didn't know that was a trans. I'll show you. My biggest fear going into a restroom and some big old boy says, oh, you think you're a man? I'll show you who's a man. My biggest fear is getting raped. Even now. It's real. Keep them safe. Oh, they know I love them. They know I'm asking you to be intentional. Get it right. Their life could depend on it. I just put a real heavy on you for a reason. Somebody's life might depend on it. Get their pronouns right. Don't out them or cause confusion in some, because you don't know who's listening or who's standing by or who's watching. I go home to a town that has a Trump store. They call it the Republican Party, but it says on the front, Trump store. I don't need to be in a cornfield some night with a bunch of boys out there going, yeah, whatever. You are a woman. and we're going to show you how much of a woman you are. Keep people safe. Love, respect, and be intentional. I'll put some heavy things here today because I was asked to give a side of life that you may not be familiar with. My life is a life of peace, but my life is loud, and I will shout it, and I will walk arm in arm, and I will continue. And today, I'll leave with peace. God loves you. Don't forget that. And this was not an intentional sabotage to cut out the glitter ceremony.
Oh, it feels weird to stand up here. Please rise in body and or spirit to join us in the singing of True Colors. We are skipping the glitter blessing today. If you are coming to the Pride event at City Hall afterwards, I will be doing glitter blessings there for anyone who's interested. But otherwise, we will be singing True Colors. Your words are in the order of service. We extinguished our chalice flame, but not the light within us. Like glitter, that light travels with us, sparkling on our skin, shimmering in our hearts, and reflecting in our actions. May the sparkle of our authentic selves illuminate the path for others still finding their way home. In 2014, the first male professional athlete to publicly identify himself as gay, Jason Collins said, "Openness may not completely disarm prejudice, but it's a good place to start." As we leave out the open doors of this church, may we remain open in mind and spirit, letting our unique light illuminate the darkness of hatred and fear. Go in openness, go in pride, go in love, peace and unrest.
Good morning. It's time for announcements, and we'll start with Brana.
That's okay. Hi, I'm Brana Wollman, and I represent the 8th Principal Committee. There will be no coffee hour today here at First Pres. The 8th Principal Committee has arranged bags of treats and bottles of water for our coffee hour at the gathering at City Hall. We will gather there for Pride Day. Please pick up your treats and water in the hallway as you exit this space. Thank you.
There will be no unifier email during the months of July and August. If you weren't already aware, OBUUC has a new mailing address. See today's email. Here are some dates to be aware of. July 13th is the next deadline for paper raise write orders. See me if you need a form. Sunday, July 20th, there will be no service here in the sanctuary. We are invited to join Sacred Journeys for their 9:30 a.m. service at Meadowbrook Country Club. Also, on July 20th, there will be a celebration of life for Linda Weatherby at 6 p.m. in the chapel. Sunday, August 17th, there will be no service here in the sanctuary. There will be a resurrection of our annual picnic at Sanders Park, which is off of Wood Road. And this one is a ways off. On Saturday, October 25th, there will be a celebration of life for Shirley Reynolds. More details will follow. Bring your Love Pantry donations to church on Sunday mornings. Our middle and high school youth will use them to fill the pantry on the first Sunday of the month, which is next Sunday. For more information and details about some of these announcements, along with others and community announcements, see your Sunday emails. Thank you to our volunteers today, our ushers, Sandy Berezowitz and Brana Wollman, our Zoom host, Maria Scott, and on camera, Jen Simpkins, and a special thank you to Mei Chang for her lovely selections today to complement our service. That's all for announcements. For those on YouTube, you can log into Zoom for your coffee hour. The link is in today's email.